Welcome back, everyone, and thank you again for joining us on our podcast. We have a great one for you today. We're going to be talking about decompressing and how comfort shows and comfort movies can help you in that decompressing process. First, I'd like to introduce our fellow on the liner. Across from me, we have Jun.
What's up, everybody? Comfort shows are great for you and great for me. We also have Crystal.
Hey guys, and today's host is Steven.
That's right. I am the host for today's episode. We're going to be talking about this familiar feeling of the Sunday scaries that I often get. We're going to be talking about how decompression is aided by comfort shows. We're going to be talking about why do you think people have a comfort show? What makes a comfort show a comfort show? We've watched a lot of TVs and movies, so, we like to say we're not experts, but we're not dummies. We are now on the line. So, if you've listened to our previous episode, we did talk about self care, and decompression is a form of self care. Say you're wound up between all your responsibilities during the week, and decompression is something that can definitely charge that battery up. Charge it up. You need to.
Yeah, so decompression is super important for everyone to do. I think the three of us just want to hit the nail on the head that we think everyone should decompress, whether that's every day after work or after school, or is that just the weekend. We think everybody should take the time to relax their mind, ease their stress, and just relieve the pressure from the everyday struggles and stresses that you have every day.
Yeah, so like decompression in the sense that everybody should take the time have to themselves or take time to do what my favorite thing, nothing, to kind of do absolutely nothing. Don't worry about stressful things and kind of you take that time to yourself. And if you have this problem where like I need to find a way to separate myself from my work, from all the stresses in my life, you need to find a way. We kind of got a great solution for you guys. Our favorite way to decompress is actually watching TV shows and entertainment, movies, and such in that nature.
Definitely. There's a lot of ways you could do that, like take a walk outside, do some breathing exercises, just exercise in general, like go work out. You could read a book, all different things that you could do to decompress, take a nap. Maybe you just want to go to bed. But I think definitely want to talk about how comfort shows and movies, because that's definitely our favorite, like Jen just said.
Decompression is also not the idea of just doing nothing at all. You can be relatively proactive while you decompress. I'll talk about this later in the episode of how I like to put on shows and movies that my attention can float away from it and I can do different things as I'm watching the show. Like smaller things like, oh, I could go do the laundry while I watch this show. I can write invoices for projects and stuff like that. You can still be productive while you decompress. So it's not essentially doing nothing, but it is something that can relieve your stress while you do certain things like busy work.
Think of it as a sponge. Think of you as a sponge. Hear me out. Hear me out. Listen, we're all sponges, right? And we're all soaking in work and stress and everything in our lives. But at some point, the sponge is at wit's end. You can't soak up anymore. And in order for you to be productive, to like soak up more stimuli, you have to decompress and squeeze the rest of the water out. Slowly every day or on the weekend, you got to squeeze all that stress and all the water out of your sponge so that you can continue soaking up everything that you need to soak up. Does that make sense?
I think it does make sense is the idea that
Yeah.
you kind of prep. It's like the prep work to then do actual work. It's the
Yes.
decleansing. It's the decleansing before the redirtying, if you will, of your soul, your sponge soul.
You gotta shower and then get yourself dirty. You know what I'm saying? Get down to business.
And that is why decompression is important. How is decompression aided by entertainment, TV, or movies?
Yeah, so for me, like comfort shows and entertainment and movies, I like to use it as kind of white noise in the background. It's when I'm just kind of trying to relax, sitting in a silent room doesn't do it for me. Like it's not I don't like to just be like "Pff, nothing. There has to be something rumbling in the background. Maybe that's the city in me where there's a little hum everywhere you go. So I like to use like sometimes this doesn't even have to be too much of a specific show, just sounds in the background that I like to use. I don't prefer any of those like kind of holistic like "whoa" or
Mhm.
like ocean waves. I prefer
Yeah.
like just like a laugh track or something like that. So comfort shows definitely aid in being kind of that background noise that I like to hear when I decompress.
I definitely get that. I feel like there's a sense of comfort in like hearing my favorite characters on the TV, right? It helps me feel like I don't have to worry about all the stress that's looming in my mind. Because having something that's familiar on TV is just comforting for me.
Definitely. Like, I think the definition of decompression is to just release pressure and release stress at work or whatever you are doing that's making you super stressed or you're thinking about work. You just want to bring your attention to one thing so you can ignore all the other unnecessary stimuli so you can get to like a relaxed state of mind. So I think that's why watching something like entertainment movie or show, it just makes you focus on the show and everything happening in there instead of thinking about all the things you need to do tomorrow.
Fun fact, I didn't even realize that Sunday scaries were a thing until like basically after I met you two. I heard you guys always talking about decompressing on Sundays. You need to come home and decompress before you do X, Y, and Z, or it's the Sunday scaries. You got Sunday scaries and you don't want to go to school or work tomorrow. And I didn't realize that was such like a big thing to feel until I realized that, I've been going through these Sunday scaries myself, but I'd just be going to the mall and spending all my money uncontrollably or going and overeating somewhere or just overdoing it playing Xbox. As soon as I discovered that I had these comfort shows or comfort movies to just stay home and watch, it really helped me get some things done and get rid of that Sunday scary feeling. So decompressing is very real.
Yeah, something that I brought up before in I believe it was our self care episode was that in order for me to do something, I have to be able to do nothing. And so decompression is that kind of do nothing time where if I can get enough of nothing, then I can do what anything I need to do in terms of work, in terms of school. And definitely my preferred way to do it is with like a TV show that I used to watch a lot, or even a movie that I like to watch. I put on The Dark Knight how many times instead of watching a new movie, but that because that was, a movie that I like to watch and gives, makes me feel relaxed when I watch it because it's so familiar and I like the characters, I like the story. That is just something that I kind of put on almost like clockwork every so often.
Do you think it's that like familiarity that people for that reason have a comfort show or a comfort movie to go to?
Definitely. Like, I think when you watch a movie or when you watch a comfort show, you're entering a reality that's completely different than the one you're in. And if the one you're in, like your actual
I'm back.
reality is not so great or it's giving you anxiety, the Sunday scaries, going and watching a movie or show can put you in a different reality where things aren't as scary, things aren't as stressful. So I think that's why they're called a comfort show or a comfort movie because it's going to bring you into a reality that's familiar where things aren't so bad.
So it sounds almost like a form of escapism. So where, or maybe even like it could just be bringing you back to a time where you were watching that show, or movie at a different time in your life where you enjoyed the time then. And it kind of just, I guess, brings you back and relive those memories or those feelings. So you just choose to put those comfort shows on.
I don't particularly use movies or shows to escape reality. I wouldn't think. I don't believe that that's why I watch them. A lot of times when I choose to watch specific shows or movies is because they're either easy to watch or there's something I don't really have to pay attention to. The way I watch movies, if it's a new show or if it's a new movie, I want to like know what's happening. So I have to be at attention the whole time. So a comfort show to
Right.
me is not a new episode of a show. Like I have to be fully engaged when I'm watching a new episode. So comfort show is something that I have watched that I could look away and do something else and then come back and I already know I've pieced it together like what's happening because I already know what happened. I could have my attention jump from one place to another place to another place and then still go back to the show and still enjoy it. So for me, it's more so being able to do a bunch of different things, a bunch of little different things while still watching a show with full progression of the kind of like the story.
Mine's like a little bit of both. Like I do it to escape reality. There are days where I have like really bad days, I'm upset, and just watching that specific show or movie makes me feel relaxed and calm because I'm escaping whatever is making me upset in real life. But I also agree that I like to put it on when I just need some background noise. Like if I want to go to sleep, I could put that same show on and I don't have to like look at the TV. I can just relax because I know exactly what's going to happen. Or if I'm, like, on my phone, I can't just be on my phone without noise, like, there has to be a TV on as well, like, I guess it's, like, overstimulating, but to me, it's comforting, like, I need, like, a lot of things to pay attention to.
That
Yeah,
makes
I fall
sense.
victim to that overstimulation as well. I like when I walk into my room, I the TV comes on almost immediately. Like something has to come on, my computer comes on, anything comes on, even if I'm not using it, I'll turn it on just to have it on. So maybe that's just it's a downfall, but it's also something that is just, comforting to me.
I kind of fall all over the place with comfort shows and movies. I do like that background noise where I can kind of multitask and then just have my attention kind of glance over the whatever's playing on TV. That's definitely comforting. I also use it basically to escape reality sometimes. I'll watch some comedy show or movie or something like that to just forget of all my responsibilities for the following day. Uh, so I do utilize TV shows and movies that way as well. But then I also, like, let's say if I were to go to sleep or something, put a TV show on or a movie on that I haven't seen yet. Say I've watched, like a pilot episode or maybe the first 20 minutes of a movie and I had stepped away from it. I'll go back to that TV show or that movie and put it on to go to sleep. Unfortunately, most of the time I'll put a movie on and I'll fall asleep anyway in any setting. But that's the way I utilize uh, TV and movies when I go to sleep is watch something that I'm kind of intrigued in, to where if I do have to pay attention for a little bit longer than I want to, I could just knock out and forget about it. I'm kind of all over the place with comfort shows, so I feel like my requisite for a comfort show or movie is just sporadic. It's everywhere.
Yeah, Steven's toxic trait is, putting on a movie every night, the same one for, like, 10 nights in a row because he falls asleep so often that he can't finish the movie for, like, 10 days.
Yeah, that's like one of the reasons why I can't watch a new thing or something that I have to pay attention to when I just need it as a background noise or a comfort show or movie, because I feel like I would have to then go back and rewatch it to get the information that I need to finish out the movie or the show or whatever. And to me, that's like wasted time. So I'd rather waste my time with something that's not new and just waste it on, say, like The Office or something.
It's taken me so many tries to watch that new Matrix movie. And man, it's tough. It's
It
tough
doesn't always mean that
deciphering.
the movie's bad, right?
No, it's not necessarily bad. It's just I don't have the mental capacity to just be paying attention for 3 hours straight, right? That's part of the reason why I know I could put a movie on at night if, like, let's say I haven't even watched the lick of this movie. I'll throw it on, and then this movie will carry on my attention span for as far as it can before I just get tired and knock out. So that's one way that I use, something new to watch something at night to just pass out.
How do you guys think that like streaming platforms has adjusted the way you kind of pick a comfort show, or the bingeability of a show makes something more comforting? Because I know, like, if I can throw on, say, Seinfeld on Netflix and it plays the next episode, and then it plays the next episode, and then it plays the next episode, and it just continues on for perpetuity until the season ends. That's a lot easier to be like, okay, that's my comfort show, the one that has a lot of episodes that will not end before I go to sleep.
I think it helps a lot. I mean, I think it's promoted a comfort show more than ever because you don't have to wait through commercials. You don't have to wait like until the next day to get your comfort in. It's just all there to constantly play without distraction.
Yeah, these streaming platforms have definitely, universalized just staying at home and binging TV shows. It's so accessible now that I feel like, it only takes a matter of time before you find a show that you just binge from beginning to end in, a couple sittings. That's what's great about these streaming platforms is that they have this platform to where you could just sit there and decompress for an entire day if you need to by watching TV.
It's kind of switched from before where I'd put like a movie on because it had like the longer time span before it ended versus a TV show. But now it's like the TV shows because there's seasons and they have them all that will last longer than a movie does. It could take me a while to go to sleep sometimes. So if like I end a 2 hour movie and I have to pick another one, now my attention's up. I'm not going to go to sleep anymore. I
It's
have
over.
movie,
Yeah.
so I gotta pick a different TV show. So it's definitely streaming platforms kind of changed the game and my addiction of watching something all the time.
It's almost worked as a double-edged sword as of recently. We use comfort shows for basically background noise. We use it to go into sleep, and we also use it whenever we eat together. I mean, I don't know if this is everyone, if you guys do this as well, but we definitely need to be watching something that we both
Mhm.
agree on during our meals. So when we eat dinner together, we need to be watching a comfort show or a comfort movie. As of right now, we're watching How I Met Your Mother while we eat. How many of you have comfort shows for, while you eat, basically for all these different activities that you do in front of a TV?
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to know who does this because me and Steven and even like I remember like my friend when I used to live with her, one of my best friends, Laura, like we literally would not eat until we found something to put on the TV. Like something has to be on that TV playing right now, or we're gonna eat super cold food and it's gonna be like an hour. Like there's no way we're eating until something is on that we both agree on.
I'd always say that when we're eating and like we put on Netflix and stuff, and it's like, oh, I don't know what to choose, and you also have somebody with you, so you have to like pick what they also want to watch and what you want to watch. I'm just like, I will search the whole night until I find something,
Yeah.
and I always was like, Netflix should have a button that just picks a random show and just puts it on there, just whatever thing that they have in there. Because before they didn't, but now they do, and I've realized that it kind of that button sucks because there's so much stuff as much things as you might wanna watch, there's way more things you don't wanna watch. I
Yep.
don't know if I, like it was like, "Oh, be careful what you wish for." I got that button, but now, like, that button, like, I would never use it. I'd rather just sit there and pick something for, like, 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever picked that.
I fall victim to that too, even before streaming platforms were a thing. And I'm just roaming through the TV guide while my food is cooling off. I'll sit there and search for an actual 20 minutes before I find something to just basically have as background noise while I eat.
For,
But
like,
I
10
mean,
minutes.
for like 10
Yeah.
minutes, not even 10 minutes. By the time it hits the first commercial of this TV show, I'm done eating. So, I mean, was it worth it? I don't know, but I just do it to this day.
It's to decompress from the meal you just ate. You have while you
You
watch
finish out what
when
you're
you
watching, right?
yeah, you finished it out to call to chillax after your dinner or
I've also
meal.
done that thing where, like, I put something on and I eat, and then I turn it off as soon as I'm done eating, like, I move on to the next thing. I'm on a screen, like, almost all the time. I remember back in school, people were like, "Oh, how much time do you spend in front of, like, a TV or a screen?" People would be like, "Oh, like, 4 hours a day, 6 hours a day." I'm sitting there, I'm like, "I can't put, like, 18, can I? Imma seem
I'm in the
crazy."
double digits, heavy.
Like,
I
if I don't
do,
have
man.
if I don't have my laptop on me, if I don't have my phone on me, I don't have a TV on me, I gotta be in, like, the forest somewhere because I literally have a screen on my eyes all the time, and I don't necessarily think that's a terrible thing, maybe for your eyes and, like, strain and stuff, but there are things you can do. That's why I have blue light glasses, as you can see. I'm up there in screen time.
I'm curious, does your phone and your computer tell you how much screen time you've had in the previous days or weeks, and are they up there or what?
I don't even wanna look. I'm definitely a victim of screen time.
My computer would definitely be something that's really high. My phone, maybe not so much. I don't really use my phone too much for things. It is like interim stuff, like if I'm on the train or in a place where I'm not by a TV or a computer.
Your
So
mobile screen, huh?
exactly, I can bring it around with me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really ever look at those numbers to be honest, because I know it's probably close to 24.
It might be one of those things where knowledge is just a burden. So once you have that burden of knowledge, you're just like, I wish I didn't know that.
Feel like it's an addiction to just look at my phone. If nothing's going on, like I just be like, "What's going on? Like, what's going on my phone?" Like, and every time I go on, there's nothing new. Like, no one's talked to me, no one texts me, no one messages me. But I'm over here like, "What's going on Instagram? What's going on TikTok?" Like, it's the same stuff, but it's like an addiction to just continue. Like, "Oh, what's happening?" Let me look.
Like the stupidity of it, you can see through me because I don't have social media. I don't really do it. So I'll like check my fantasy basketball team 10 times in an hour and literally nothing changes, especially if it's the morning and there's no games going on.
Yeah,
Nothing changes, but I'm still checking it every single
right.
time. I don't know for no reason. I've done the
I'm the
checks,
same
I've done
way.
all the stuff, but I'll recheck it for no reason. But I mean, that's not much of a decompression thing, but I definitely do that a lot.
So, I mean, obviously, our cell phones are huge in helping us decompress. But like Crystal had mentioned earlier, like, do you need the TV on while you're on your phone decompressing?
I am insane where I do need that extra noise.
Yeah,
Like I if I'm gonna be on my phone in the TikTok hole, like everybody knows the TikTok hole. You're on TikTok for like an hour or 2 hours. While I'm
yikes.
on my
4,
phone,
5.
like something needs to be in the background because I don't know, I'm insane. I think a lot of people are like that too, but something
I'm
about like
definitely
that
Yeah.
overstimulation.
I feel like I'm in Jen's space where, I come home and TV needs to come on as soon as my jacket comes off. It's one of the first things on my mind. I gotta turn it on. So let's tune in and see what you two are watching. What are some of your comfort shows?
so when it comes to my comfort shows, there's simple criteria. It's gotta be short, snappy, a lot of seasons. I like to go with sitcoms, so whether it be Seinfeld, The Office, and something a little outside that realm would be the Carbonaro Effect. But I like little short 20 to 30-minute episodes that kind of up and move along. That's my type of comfort shows, especially Seinfeld right now and The Office. They are actually playing all in Comedy Central. So it's really easy for me on YouTube TV. Thank you, YouTube TV, for sponsoring this segment. For to just put it on to Comedy Central and it just plays all these random episodes. That's my comfort show, just something I've watched a billion times and I could float my attention away here and there and here and there. And every so often I'll hear a joke and I get a nice little fun laugh.
Is your favorite show of all time one of your comfort shows?
Yeah,
Which one?
it's one of those it's like mutually exclusive thing. So it's no, it's like a circle or sphere thing or whatever it's called. So
Venn diagram.
not every ellipses is a circle, but every circle is an ellipses.
Nice.
Not every comfort show is my favorite show of all time, but some of my favorite shows of all time are can be a comfort show. So Seinfeld definitely fits the bill into that one. The Office does too, but I've also floated around to other shows like Superstore and
Modern Family?
yeah, Superstore, Modern Family, How I Met Your Mother. Those aren't my favorite shows of all time, but they are short, they're snappy, and they do play out real well for comfort shows.
How I Met Your Mother is one of our comfort shows, but we can never say it's our favorite because we freaking hate Ted. Like we can't stand him. So we're like, no. Someone asked us what's our favorite shows. We can't say How I Met Your Mother, but we do find it comforting.
Definitely comforting. And Ted is definitely cringe. But, we do like that show and it is one of our comfort
I don't like
shows.
that.
But
I hate Ted.
because of his character, we can't call it a favorite.
He
Sorry.
is such a doofus. I cannot. He's so lame. How I Met Your Mother falls into like Steven and I comfort shows. So like Steven and I have different comfort shows, but when we're together as a couple, we have specific shows that we can watch together because we have comfort shows that like we don't like. Like he doesn't like watching my comfort show. So
Definitely not.
our like together comfort shows definitely are How I Met Your Mother, New Girl, Single Parents, The
Oh, good.
Office, The
Good.
Office here and there. Pretty much like comedies, like lighthearted comedies. Something quick. We just recently started watching Seinfeld here and there. Enjoy it very much so. We have a toxic trait where we think that we can put on like a stand-up comedy and enjoy it. Um, Not so much. Why do we do that?
How's that a
I pay
toxic
attention
trait?
to him.
Oh, because you just don't pay attention?
Yeah.
We just like,
She
we'll just
doesn't.
turn it off. As I mentioned, my favorite comfort show, Steven doesn't like to watch it, but it is Gilmore Girls. Shout out to all my Gilmore Girls fan club. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just my favorite ever. Like I could watch it all day, every day. I could probably watch like every season just constantly. Like you can jump back and forth from any season and I'll enjoy it every episode. And I think it's like because it came out when I was younger. I think it came out like 2000. 2005 or 2007 or something around there. So I was like old enough to understand it, but I was young enough to find comfort in it, like after school and things like that. And it's just nice. It like kind of puts me into that mood, like how smells do. Like when you smell something, it brings you back to your childhood. Like watching Gilmore Girls brings me back to my childhood. I don't know if that may why I don't know if that's why I feel like it's comforting to me, but also like Gilmore Girls is set in Connecticut and I feel like a lot of shows aren't set in places where there's like a lot of seasons. I feel like a lot of shows are like in California where there's no seasons. So they have like a really good representation of fall and winter and those are my favorite months. So I think that's why I really like this show too. Gilmore Girls amazing and the actors. Lauren Graham is like my favorite actress.
Talk about a
So
show
good.
that you can easily fall asleep to, guys. I definitely
Yeah.
recommend it if you need to fall asleep.
No.
No, trust me, it's hard to
So
fall
good.
asleep. It,
Literally, they
they
talk so fast and Steven's
they
like, "I
talk
can't
like
understand them."
they talk a million miles per hour. As soon as someone finishes talking, you have a course second before an egregious reaction comes to follow. And that's every single conversation, every single scene.
It's so good. You have to really keep up with it and they have like a lot of pop culture references that's just fun to like figure out like what are they talking about. And I just like a show like that where it challenges my brain kind of. But I've watched it for so long that like I know everything. I know when all the jokes are coming and I could just appreciate like, oh, it's about to come and it's going to be hilarious and it's hilarious every time. So, I enjoy that. What's your favorite comfort show?
That's how like it's that same kind of emotion or feeling for me when it comes to like Boy Meets World. It's so foundational and I don't know, in like teaching me lessons as a young child or adolescent when I was watching the shows. So I feel like that's one of those shows where I could just put it on like morning, noon, or nighttime, and I'll probably just sit there and leave it on TV. I can again like float away from consciousness and then just watch it and pay attention for the entire season that plays. But it's definitely one of those shows that's really comforting for me. I probably won't ever put it on, but if someone were to put it on, I'd sit there and love it the entire time.
We go through phases where we rewatch like Boy Meets World from first season to end. And then as soon as Lauren comes back in, oh, I hate him. Can't stand it. When
Look at you.
Topanga,
Look at me. We're different. We
Shauna,
can't be friends.
look at your house. Look at my trailer.
Yeet.
I hate all the Sean episodes when he does that. Oh my
Sean is
god.
so dramatic. Like we get it. You're insecure. Oh my
You're
He
god.
needed
poor.
to
We
be.
get it.
Okay.
He got his character across.
I hate the episode when Sean like is in the cult. Oh my god. I can't. So dramatic.
Well, they accept everyone in the circle, and Sean needed some acceptance. So he went to the circle.
Sean was being accepted. He's just trying to be dramatic.
Some of my other comfort shows are completely off the rails. You guys would probably be sickened by the list that I have. I watch a lot of gore. I watch a lot of crime. I watch a lot of criminal activity and gore, and it's really comforting to me. So, like for example, I'll watch Breaking Bad. I'll watch something like Game of Thrones, something that's really, really
Ozark.
it's like really out there. These shows that, for
Violent.
whatever
Violent.
reason, are very comforting. I like to
Violent.
see a lot of violence, crime, gore, all the above. So Ozark, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, you know, is very comforting for me, and that goes the same for movies as well.
I
That's
mean, it's so
interesting.
bizarre because like I love true crime, like true real crime, and I listen to podcasts and YouTube videos about true crime, but I can't watch like Breaking Bad or Ozark. It's too much. It's too much. I don't know why. I don't know the difference in my brain, but I like true crime, fake crime. I guess I don't like it. Like as soon as I seen that guy being disintegrated in the bathtub in Breaking Bad, like I could not watch it ever again.
Spoiler alert. It might be like the high stress environment that these TV shows try to bring on
Brings you
screen.
comfort.
It brings a
brings you
lot of comfort to
comfort.
me. That exhilaration, it
What?
that exhilaration in a TV show is something that,
Woo.
it's like that nicotine patch for me. It's like, oh man, they're about to get it. Here we go.
No.
It's really comforting for some reason. Don't ask me why. That's just what happens.
It's not so much like the gore or any like fantastical stuff that makes me say, "Oh, that's interesting." It's more so the idea like those shows I would want to pay attention to because I feel like if I miss like a line, it's gonna come up later and it's gonna be real important, and I'd be like, "Wait, what?" But I guess if you've watched it over and over and over again, then you
Oh
would know
yeah.
it. But I definitely feel like those are shows that I would be more engaged into, and it'd be hard for me to kind of just like, "Oh, let me do my taxes while I do this. Let me go write down this memo over here." It can't really quite do that with those shows.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, I'm one to rewatch shows. So even if I am watching it for the first or second time to try to get, some details, I'm not against the idea of watching it, over and over to get the entire picture. And I have no FOMO from missing out on any details the first time around. So if I watch a show through and then, a character gets killed off and I have no reason or no if a character gets killed off and I have no idea why or how that even happened, I'll just start the episode over and then try to pay attention during the pieces that I missed. But if I don't, then I guess I'm watching it some other time.
So I guess we should go into our special treat. This might not be comfort shows, but it might just be something you're interested in. We wanted to talk about the top shows of 2021 because it is a new year. It's always interesting to look back and see what kept us engaged. What were we watching? So Steve has the article. Why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Yeah, so I have the top 21 TV shows of 2021 according to Forbes. I don't know if you've heard of these guys, but anyways. So, number 1, we have Netflix coming in with the TV show Lucifer. I feel like I've heard some noise on Lucifer, the TV show, but I mean, I don't think I ever gave it a shot, sorry.
Yeah, Lucifer is definitely one of those ones, like, you open Netflix and it pops up all the time, so you're kind of aware of it being a show, but for me personally, I don't really ever go into hour-long dramas because it's just too much, it's like, first I have to pay attention, A, and then 2, it's, like, too much of a commitment, like, if there's 10 episodes in a season, like, my head already goes, I'm like, "Well, that's how many hours to do it?" I don't really wa I don't stay too tuned into long hour dramas.
Not today, Lucifer.
Well,
And also
the
the
second
devil.
the second show that we have on the list is an hour-long drama, Money Heist, also on Netflix. Have you guys watched this?
We've watched it, but I only watched like the first and second season. I don't even know if I finished the second season. I watched
Yeah, we watched the first
Oh wait.
4.
Seasons?
Yeah,
How many
Wow,
seasons
nice.
are there?
5,
5.
apparently.
What in the world? I had no
The 5th one
idea.
just dropped.
So I'm gonna go, also, like, full transparency on most of these. I see a lot of these are Netflix shows. I have probably very seldomly put on Netflix, the past 2 years. So a lot of these shows I'm probably have not watched, but I don't know. I just haven't really opened up Netflix. I've gone to other streaming platforms for a while, especially YouTube TV. Thanks for sponsoring the segment, YouTube TV. If you want to watch cable, but
Appreciate
you
it.
don't want to get traditional cable, you also want unlimited DVR space. You can watch VODs, you can have DVRs, unlimited
Unlimited.
space. You
You
can hit
heard
your
it.
records, watch YouTube TV for the small cheddar cheese of what, $65 a month?
I'm
That's like
like this.
6 Netflix subscriptions. That's easy. So get YouTube TV. Thanks for sponsoring us.
That was number 2. Number 3, we have Squid Game, also on Netflix.
I mean, this show definitely, like, it was 2021's show. If not
Yeah,
in number 1, it was gonna be in the top 5.
yeah,
So,
for
I
sure.
Yep.
haven't watched it. I understand the music that goes in it, and I understand the game of it. I've never watched an episode, but I am so aware of it because how it exploded in, social media.
It was good. Like we watched it with English sub, but then we also watched it with just the regular Korean, which definitely watch it in Korean. It's so much better. But even with the English dub, it was good.
Yeah, we watched this subbed and dubbed. This actually fell into one of my comfort shows for about a month because it was just so bad.
Violent.
Something
Violent. It was so violent. I ended up watching it a second or third time around, and we were playing around with the subs and dubs for a little bit. So we wanted to get both perspectives on this TV show, and that worked out great for me because I got to see all that violence over and over. Number four, we have Elite on Netflix.
Never
Never
heard of
heard of
it.
them.
Never heard of it, but maybe we'll watch
Yeah,
it.
I haven't heard of it. 4 seasons, but guess they're pretty
Uh,
average to me, elite.
Top five though. Number five, we have WandaVision on Disney Plus.
Chef's
What do you guys
kiss.
think?
Chef's kiss. I mean, a lot of people I feel like don't like it, but I enjoy it. I like that every episode was filmed to like represent a certain era of TV. I liked it a lot.
First couple episodes. So I actually did watch this. Obviously, I like to keep in check with the Marvel stuff. I actually didn't really like the first couple episodes when it was stylized like that because it
I
just
loved
felt
it.
so uncanon. Like they really didn't like those episodes could have not happened. They could have just mentioned it and the story wouldn't have changed. But still, WandaVision was definitely interesting. It definitely brought in some interesting concepts to Marvel as a series. So it was definitely big when it first came out. And it was like Marvel's return. And if I'm not wrong, it was like the return
Yeah,
to kind of stuff since 2020. Everything kind of shut down.
Sidebar, I noticed that a lot of these like or shows are what people wore for Halloween costumes. Like I saw a lot of WandaVision costumes, Squid Game, Money Heist. Like there was a lot of people wearing those kinds of Halloween costumes. So if you need a Halloween costume idea, just look up popular shows.
we're gonna move on to number six. Top TV show of 2021. It is You on Netflix. 3 seasons.
I
What do you guys
pretty
think?
much forced everybody around me to watch this because I just wanted to watch it to see what would happen because it's really crazy and violent. But I would put this on when like with Steven there or like his cousins and they'd be watching it like, what in the world is this? But it ended up being pretty interesting.
I don't know. The way that this show is stylized, it's like this guy narrates his thoughts basically, so he's not speaking to anyone for most of the time, but you're in his mind for the entire show. And it kind of leaves you at the edge of the seat for most of these scenes because he's he like kind of plays this crazy, like sadistic kind of character, and it's just interesting to see where it goes, and he kind of builds suspense that way. So I mean, it's it's sort of an easy watch in that sense for me. But yeah, it's something that I probably would not have put on if Crystal weren't there. Uh,
Victoria
Yeah.
Pendretti, is that her name? Victoria Pendretti, amazing actress. I love her.
she's in
Didn't
you.
watch you, but you could definitely see the trend that Netflix is kind of taking the pot of most binge-worthy shows of 2021 for sure.
At 7, we have The Handmaid's Tale. 8, we have Lupin. 9, Sex Education, which I did watch. And at 10, we have another Marvel series with Loki on Disney Plus. What do you guys think about that?
Well, Crystal mentioned about having top shows be your costume. I was actually Loki this past Halloween, so I definitely fall into that trend. Although a lot of people who didn't watch the show was like, "Oh, you're a garbage man," but not quite. So make sure that
From a different
people
universe.
understand what show you're in. But the other ones I haven't watched. I've heard about Lupin. I heard that's pretty good.
We've watched the trailer for Lupin like a good handful of times, but just never ended up putting it on. And then Sex Education on Netflix. My cousin actually suggested or recommended that we put it on, so we put it on one time, and it's out there.
It's very sex education, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So,
All right, and
You
then
guys made
10
it
we
through
have
to
Loki.
the newest season.
Yeah, we
yeah,
finished.
finished the whole thing.
We watched all 3 seasons basically in what, like 2 sittings.
It was good.
Moving on, we have number 11 with The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. 12 is The Crown. 13, Cobra Kai, followed by Ted Lasso, and then number 15, Atypical on Netflix.
Wow, Netflix is killing it. Remember when they just used to be like sending DVDs and or things in people's mail? Now they're like literally producing like the top shows of all
Yeah.
time.
It also shows kind of the time of the year. People are at home. They're looking for things to do. People aren't going out as much as before. So what's there? You got Netflix. You can share that password across multiple of friends and TVs.
Yep.
So these shows
Yep.
are getting so much more attention than they would have in past years. There's also like a gap of entertainment with some things because a lot of like sitcoms and productions of certain things have gotten delayed. So Netflix, you can see that they took saw that opportunity and they really kind of punched it in there with all their shows and keeping everybody, up with new seasons of certain shows that people like.
So yeah, I mean, just looking at this list, I even found Squid Game as being one of my comfort shows for a little bit there last year. But that's because I've got like a sick taste in comfort shows, and I like to see that violence.
I think WandaVision was one of our comfort shows for a bit there. Like we've watched it maybe like 10 times all the way through.
Really?
Yeah.
That's because we ate a lot of food, and so every time we watch food, we throw on WandaVision. Thanks, WandaVision.
And it came out like week by week. So we would like rewatch the episodes that are already out like over and over again until the next
Previous
one would
ones.
come out. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
basically what
Yeah.
we did with another show too. Only Murders in the Building.
Oh,
Selena Gomez, Steve Martin, and Martin Short.
one
That
of my
was a pretty
favorites.
good comfort show of 2021.
So good. I love it. One of my favorite shows.
I prefer to watch shows in that kind of way where they come out week by week. Because when it's something that I have to like binge, I feel like there's just way too much stuff to get through to get to the end, if you will. So if it's that's why I haven't watched a lot of shows like say like Ozark or Breaking Bad is like if I had watched them when they were coming week by week like Game of Thrones, I probably would have watched it or finished it or anything like that. But because there's just like okay, there's all these episodes, they're all an hour each. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's too much. I don't want to even start.
It's a
So
commitment. It's a
yeah,
commitment
it's
for
definitely
sure.
I definitely like that model of like once every week I can watch the new episode.
So those are the top shows of 2021, just so that we got a glimpse of what you are all watching at home.
And let us know if there's any shows that you thought should have been on there that didn't make it on there, or if there's any shows that you think we should probably get into. We didn't watch quite a bit of them. Tag it down below. Be like, hey, definitely watch this show because it is something you guys should watch.
So now we can move on to some of our comfort movies. Do you guys have any particular movies that you could call comfort movies?
Well, for you and I would say Harry Potter.
We watch Harry Potter up and down way too many times.
When it comes to comfort movies, my categories change just slightly. It's not always like the comedy, like sitcom type feel for it. Some of my favorite movies to watch as comfort shows is the MCU movies. Take your pick, whichever one. A lot of times it's probably going to end up being one of the Avengers, whether it's the first one, even the worst one, or it's the last two. And I also like to watch The Martian, which is definitely not a comedy, but it is comedic in certain senses. There's movies that I have these interests in, like whether it be like The Martian or maybe The Dark Knight, that are just really well made. So when I do put it on in the background, it's something that I can watch, I can move away from, but I can come back to, and I still like that it's on.
That's how I feel about that certain genre, like that movie Interstellar. It's a little more serious, but I feel like it's a movie that I feel is pretty well done. The concept of this movie was like great to me. That's one of my comfort movies. If it's anything like my shows, you know that my comfort movies come with a lot of violence. I do like movies similar to like Fight Club.
What's funny is I would not put Interstellar on. I like that movie. I wouldn't put it as a comfort show, however. I think there's just so much going on in it. Like there's certain movies like say Castaway or The Martian where it's like super simple. Somebody's stuck in an island and they figure themselves out. Like Interstellar is like there's time warping and there's a
Yeah.
different planet with different sets of rules and like people, age and all these things. There's a disaster coming to Earth. They have to go solve like there's way too much going on that I like if I were to pick a movie that isn't a comedy, it would be something that's kind of real simple to follow.
I think it like fell into our comfort movie because there was so much going on and we had to watch it so many times to like grab every single like Easter egg. So it was like you have to focus, you really have to focus on what you were watching and it was like interesting every time. Calmed us down because we just like focused on the movie.
I also think of that scene where Matthew McConaughey comes up from that planet that like every second is like however many years, and like
10
he's
Yeah.
years or whatever.
crying, and he's like, "Oh, I missed their whole lives or whatever." It's like, "You left us." Like that's what comes to my mind. I'm like, that's not comforting to me at all. So I don't know. Maybe I just make that weird association. I'm just like, nope, not for me.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I find comfort in all those stressful situations. High strung like scenes. Just comfort me for. I have no idea why. Yeah, but typically I find action adventure movies to be pretty comforting. It's something that I would choose to put on if I were to put a comfort movie on, or just some noise in the background. And if it becomes as good as this idea of like time and manipulating time, like Interstellar, we go back to it like 5, 6 times and just watch that movie and over again, to where it end up being a comfort movie.
You also like lighthearted comedies too, because like you've put on a Cinderella story so many times. Like I don't even know how many times we watched it. And it's so I remember when we first started, I'm like, why does he like this movie so much? But it is a
Why
good
do I like that
movie.
movie so much?
I don't know, a Cinderella story with Hilary Duff and what's his name?
Chad?
Chad, whatever.
What a
But you really
Chad.
like that, and you also liked Along Came Polly. You put that on a lot. I don't know your favorite your comfort shows are. I mean, movies are all over the place. Like you used to put on Hunger Games like every day for a month, but we like to watch I Love You Man, and then The Social Network right now is like your comfort movie.
Right now, I am watching and rewatching The Social Network to go to sleep.
I'm not coming back for
Um,
30%. I'm
yeah,
coming back for it all. So you better
something like
lawyer
that.
up. Something like that.
And how much was yours reduced to? And how much was his reduced to? None. None.
None. Done.
None. Mine was
Sounds
reduced
like y'all
to
have watched it as many times
and
as I
mine was
have.
reduced to
Just
point
I'm gonna be honest, I
zero
probably
two
watched that
percent.
movie once. I
What?
probably watched that movie once.
Yeah, Steven's one of
I've
his
watched
faves.
it once yesterday.
Like, we even have it on DVD, like, back in the day when it wasn't on anywhere and had to watch it on, like, a DVD player.
That's because when we watched
Mix
it
it
in
up.
theaters, we
I
missed the
like it.
first 15 minutes,
Yeah,
and
I
then I
remember
ended
we
up
went
liking
to
the
watch it and
movie.
he's like running. I'm like, why is he running? But maybe that is the
Yeah.
movie. Maybe that is the beginning.
We completely missed the opening scenes.
So, apart from, like, the Harry Potter movies that Steven and I like to watch together, and I obviously watch all the comfort movies that he watches, my specific ones are Parent Trap, Devil Wears Prada, Bride Wars, pretty much, like, any movie that's, like, has a feel-good ending. There's a little bit of drama, but it's mostly, like, rom-com vibe. I just really like the rom-com vibe. It just makes me feel, like, happy, so I guess that's, like, a classic comfort movie, like anything that's rom-com, lighthearted kind of thing.
Let me tell you, when those Hallmark movies start getting pushed out, that's the only thing on the TV. I have to leave the room.
Yeah, I could watch like Christmas movies all the time, especially like Hallmark Christmas movies. Something about it, I don't know, it's comforting. Like it has like they're all the same storyline, so it's like watching a show over and over again because it's literally the same. There's two people, they hate each other, they somehow fall in love, and in the end they're married. It's the same storyline, and for some reason that predictability comforting to me. And shout out to Leanne because we both like a good Lifetime or Hallmark movie.
So, like we had mentioned, decompression is definitely an important tool to practice to stay on top of your responsibilities, to charge up that battery, and to practice self care when you don't know how else to kind of get rid of these feelings. So, we gave you some of the top shows of 2021 and also a bit of our comfort shows and movies. So, hopefully, you guys can find some decompression in that outlet as well. Let us know if we missed any TV shows or movies in the comments down below. And hopefully you got some nice tips and tricks through this episode.
If you like episodes like this and you want to see more episodes like this, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. And also, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that alerts button so you can see every time we post a new episode. Thanks for watching with us. Decompression is very important, and maybe you can use this episode as a way to decompress yourself. So thank you guys very much, and we are now off the line. Now, what button do I press?
Did I do that?